Hello everyone, it's been a really long time. I'm gonna sit here as I do my hair. I'm gonna straighten it because I slept with wet hair and it looks disgusting. Well, not disgusting, but it just doesn't look the way that I want it to. And I know that I have been super radio silent on my YouTube. Oh, I look like a dinosaur. Anyways, yeah, I've been super radio silent on my YouTube channel because, as you can see, I'm not in London anymore. I think my last video was of me in Spain, and that was a really incredible trip, and also extremely long time ago now because it is now February. But over that course of how many months? When did I go to Spain? Like July? I think it was July. I can't even remember anymore, but it's been like around 6 months. And a lot has happened in those 6 months. I am currently in my new flat in Korea. I am living in Korea at the moment for a few reasons. A lot of them are personal, and I'm working here at the moment. And the reason why I haven't been able to film is because I am just so busy. I do not have time to edit any videos. I attempted to film a lot when I first came here, moving in, and I moved into our office, getting my desk and everything, moving into this flat, etc. I filmed, I started filming as soon as I left London. Me in Australia, all of it is sitting in my SD card plus my phone because I do not have the time to edit those videos. So basically after Spain, I had literally about a week to pack up everything in London and get out of there. That was honestly one of the most stressful weeks I think of my life, because I underestimated how much crap I have, and also what I could sell in that short amount of time. So miscalculation from there. I literally can't see if anything is straight because I'm wearing a black jumper. But anyways, so I had no time, couldn't even film the last couple of weeks. Well, no, the last couple of days that I had in London, which I did want to do, but no time for that. All I did was pack and say goodbye to my friends. That is what I had been up to in London. I came back to Australia, got sick for a few weeks, couldn't really do anything, did some part-time work there, moved to Korea. I've been working here. But yeah, basically why I wanted to kind of film this video and catch you up on some things is because I just wanted to say that I cannot be consistently filming and editing probably for another couple of months, because I expect to be this busy for a while. So I cannot guarantee when I will regain my personal time to make these YouTube videos, because for me, obviously this isn't my main priority, this isn't my main job. So if the other things in my life need a lot of my attention, I just cannot spare any of that time to edit the videos, which is a shame because I really enjoy doing them. But yeah, I just don't have the luxury of time to do this at the moment. So what I'm gonna try and do is try and make some shorts every now and then so that my channel is not completely blank, because also this is a time where I do really want to document, and I want this part to be included in my journey that I've been filming up until now. However, I can't. So I think long form videos are really not realistic for me to edit at this time. But I also wanted to take this time because I've graduated. Woo! I guess big milestone in my life. It didn't really feel like it because it was kind of disrupted by COVID, and I did a lot of things in between. So for me, I had kind of mentally checked out from uni because I took a gap year. So during that time I was working full-time and stuff. So look, I really want to make a focused full-length video on my time at uni and just how I feel, what I felt, and my, I guess, honest opinion about a couple of things, because I have been getting a few questions here and there about just what I feel was beneficial for me at the uni, if I thought it was worth it, and I've been getting a lot of questions, and I do want to make a full video about it because it was a large chunk of my life and basically what I started filming in the first place. But I don't have the time to kind of go through everything that I want because I think I need to also regroup my experience. I've done a video on a couple of projects that I've done, and I have like the final projects that I did as well that I do want to show you, but I need to make notes, I need to make memos and actually plan out what I want to say in that video. And also I want to compile some questions or information that I feel like could be useful for people that are thinking about going into this course or into this university. But it requires a bit more time for me to plan and execute those videos. So I want to share the two main questions that I have been getting the most, which is one, was it worth it? And two, just how was your experience with the course? Those are the two like being very vague questions I think I could branch off of. But I'm gonna give a super short and rounded answer that kind of encapsulates my opinion after I've just graduated, because by the time that I make the full-length video, I think I would have been graduated for at least a year. So my opinions might obviously change because I'll be working until that time. So number one, was it worth it? It's a tricky question. Do I regret it? No. Absolutely not. I don't regret going to London and going to this university at all. As an international student, I'm from Australia, so it was an opportunity for me to not only go to the university, but for me to move out. So I had just graduated high school. My form of moving out was going to another country with no relatives. I had no friends, and the experience was, I think, incredible. The things that I learned as I did that, I think, are irreplaceable. So yes, I could have learned that lesson in many other ways, but in my mind, I don't think I would be the person that I am today if I hadn't moved across the world to just live on my own, experience things on my own, as an adult, make friends. One of the things that I learned the most was to adapt, and I think it's a really valuable skill. I think it allows you to be super open-minded. To be honest, I applied to UAL as a joke. I didn't actually think that I would get in. At the time, I don't know about now, but at the time, UAL was number one in the fashion industry. Well, that's what Google said. And So for me, my thought process was, well, if I'm going to go into fashion, why wouldn't I just try apply to the university that everyone says is the best? So I applied to all the universities, and to be honest, admissions for UAL were quicker than like FIT, Parsons, the universities in America. So I had applied to UAL, and even before I submitted my portfolio to FIT or Parsons, I was told that I got in. They told you at the interview if you had been accepted or not like a couple of weeks later. So I had gone to the interview not really expecting anything, and then on the spot they said, we have an offer. So I was like, oh, okay. And now that I know that I've gotten accepted, I can't like go somewhere else. I was like, this is supposed to be the best. So I told my parents I'm gonna move to London, and I did. Definitely a huge learning experience. It was really tough for the first couple of years, but in the end, I came out with amazing friends. I am honestly so thankful for the friends that I made in London. I still keep in touch with them today, and one of the main things that I miss about London are my friends. So to be honest, all my friends are international, they're not British, except for one. So if they their graduate visa ends, and if they all left London, like I don't think that I would want to go live in London, but they're all still there. So sometimes I kind of regret not trying to stay there, but I had my personal reasons for coming here, so that really couldn't be controlled. That was really long-winded into the point of, was it worth it? So I think me going to the university, me going to London, which wouldn't have happened if I didn't get into this university, it was worth it. However, the university itself, the course itself, was it worth it? I have mixed feelings. I don't think that what I learned in the 5 years that I spent there, including foundation, was worth the price. No, I don't. And I can say that because I'm also an international student. International students pay way more than home students. This is the thing, like if I was British and I was paying the home fees, then maybe it would have been worth it. It's like half the price. It's probably more than half the price if you were home. So like in that case, I think they would have a very different opinion of what I have at the moment. But overall, was it worth the money? No, I would say no. And the reason I say that is, I think, threefold. So one is the professors, the teachers are not worth the money, I think. I think I had really high expectations for what was portrayed as a top fashion university. Surprisingly, the professors, the lecturers that work at these universities don't have a lot of industry connections. And what I mean by that is they might, but not the ones that you would want as a fashion student. Albeit it might be a little bit naive, but you want to go into like the luxury brands, independent brands, boutiques, like if you're thinking about luxury, like, you know, the classic LVMH, Kering, you know, those are the top tier ones that people want to get into. Vogue, you know, Condé Nast, GQ, etc., for magazines. A lot of amazing designers and boutique independent designers in London and in Europe as well. Not a lot of connections there. Obviously, like, you have to go find these jobs on your own, but at the same time, as professors in a fashion university, if you're looking for placement, I thought that they would be way more connected. Maybe that's just my prejudice and I shouldn't have been thinking that, but that's what I went in expecting, and the expectation was not met. Not like regrets because it wasn't my fault, but one of the biggest things that one of the biggest what ifs that I have is when we had our placement term, and I had managed to get an interview and placement through a co-worker that worked with me at All Saints. One of my co-workers that at All Saints had gotten a job at Ralph and Russo. I went through all the interview process and I had secured an internship there for PR and marketing. I was so excited because they had expressed to me that the Cannes Film Festival was coming up. So right around the time that I was set to intern was the Cannes Film Festival season. They had told me that they would love for me to help out there. I was so excited, so excited. And then COVID. So when COVID hit, about 90% of the people that had secured internships for that time had lost the internships because the festivals, they weren't happening anymore. People are shortening staff because there's no money flowing in. It was literally the worst time. I would say it was probably my biggest lost opportunity, and had I gone through that internship, I probably would have stayed in London and in the fashion industry. But I think after COVID, after doing something else, I kind of lost that desire to be in the industry. So in the end, the staff, the lecturers, the professors, they didn't meet, I think my expectations. And they're also just very careful when I say this, but they're not good at teaching. Not all of them, but most of them. I don't think there was ever a professor or a lecturer that I felt like I learnt a lot from. A lot of them were just reading off of the PowerPoint. You could literally not attend a single class and pass. And I think that really shows and tells a lot about the quality of the lecturers and the course. You do a lot of projects for assessments, and in the end, you use those projects as a portfolio when you graduate. I think that's what it's all about. So I don't think that the projects really helped you to make the best portfolio. So I had to make a separate portfolio. I did a lot of stuff beyond the curriculum. And the only reason why I don't regret 100% going to this university is because I entered all of the extracurricular competitions. They help you with, we did the Microsoft LCF collaboration challenge. That was really fun and a huge, milestone for me. I did the Mayor's Entrepreneur Challenge, which is not run by the university, but they do promote it a little bit. I did that 3 times. I also did a lot with the tech lab, like the digital learning lab and AI, graphics, VR, AR, a lot of the kind of fashion technology that they have available in the university. The course itself doesn't really push you to go looking for those things though. So the only reason I knew is because of the Microsoft challenge that I did, which not a lot of people that I know from my course even knew about. I don't even remember how I know about this. I think I know about it because I somehow got included in a masterclass for something and then they promoted it. From there, I became quite close with the staff in the digital learning lab. That's when I developed more kind of connections within the university that I could use for my extracurricular things, not really even for my projects. So you really have to go looking for it, which I think is fine. I don't think you need to be spoon-fed everything. But at the same time, you're there at the university with those resources, and I think it would have been nice for the staff to promote these resources, and I don't think that they did an adequate job of doing that. So I think the third maybe is just, they don't push you, this university. They don't really. And what I will say though, so I think it could be seen both ways. It could be seen as good and bad that they don't push you, because I know a lot of people that could insert themselves physically into the industry while going to university because the university doesn't push you academically. So I know people that were working a lot of internships during the course, and they did just fine. And honestly, that's the only way. If you go, I think, to this course, to this university, and I am only speaking for my course, not any other ones. I can't really speak for the design department or the marketing department, but in business, where I was, you need to go and find and insert yourself into the fashion industry while going to university to be able to survive afterwards. So you need like so many internship experience under your belt before you even get into like an assistant entry-level job, I think. So it would be very helpful unless you have connections. So in that way, I think maybe it's good, because they say to go out, find jobs on your own, make connections on your own, and the university with the course structure, it allows you the time to do that. Sometimes we only had like 3 classes a week, so a lot of free time. So in that way, if you're super proactive, it's quite good. On the other hand, I'm paying a lot of money here to be at this university. So for me to do everything on my own and go into the industry to be fed like almost nothing at some lectures, it's just like a waste of money. You should be teaching me a lot more for this amount of money, is how I felt. So that's why I say if I weren't paying the international fees, maybe I would have felt differently. Those are kinds of the jumbled up feelings that I have about, is it worth it? I hope that made sense. I don't even remember what I said up until this point. And I'm just gonna quickly wrap up because I don't want this video to be too long. I also don't want to edit this video. So if you've made it this far, then you must be really interested. But just to wrap up, like, how do I feel about the whole thing? I do feel that everything that I learned, that I hold super close and valuable to my heart, was not provided by the university though. So for me, it just feels like the university allowed me to be in London, which led me to do things that I really value and learned a lot from. Some people may have varying opinions from that course, but this is just my opinion. And I will say though, like, if you know my best friend Jessie, she graduated from a footwear course and she loved it. She loved that course. She said that she learned a lot from it and she wouldn't have it any other way. Yes, we have a lot of like bad things to say about the university, but doesn't everyone? Like, there is just some things that you just clash with the university, with how they handle things, the processes, just the structure. But the course itself, she really enjoyed. And I just cannot say the same for my course. So if you're asking me about if I feel like it was worth it and how I feel about it now, I think I've said everything that I need to say. In summary, I don't regret going to London and moving to London. It was the best thing that I ever did, best experience of my life. Wouldn't have it any other way. If I take university out of it and just look at the uni as a whole, was it worth it? My simple answer is no. If you want to get into the fashion university as an international student, I do agree that the university, the name, is like a significant stepping stone for you to go into the industry, because a lot of brands do require a relevant degree. However, if you're going into business, I can't speak for design, but if you're going into fashion business, you want to work for a fashion company, I don't think that you need a fashion business degree. go get a business degree and you can do just as much and more. I think you don't need to go into a university to be taught how to manage a fashion brand specifically. Yes, if you go into a business degree, you learn more like broader topics, and maybe that's not what you're interested in. But I would take this with a grain of salt. I'm just giving my 2 cents here, is that I wish that I just did a business administration's degree or something like finance, because you can get into a fashion business with just having a business degree. They probably might prefer that more than if you had a fashion business degree, because being good at business, can translate into fashion business. But I don't think that it works that effectively the other way around. I don't think if you're good at fashion business, you're good at business in general, because you don't learn a lot of topics, I think, that are necessary. The reason that I do say that is because I am studying accounting at the moment, because I didn't learn any of it in the university. So yeah, that's all I really want to say. I'm sure I've missed out a lot of things that I would have liked to say more, but I think it'll be better for me to dive deeper into specific areas of my life in London and my life in the course. So if you do have questions, I can answer them like later on. But this is my opinion off the top of my head. So this is how I felt as soon as I graduated, and how I've been consistently feeling about the level of education that I received at UAL. I hope this was helpful, and I'm so sorry that I disappeared, but at the same time, I don't think that I can film long form videos for a little bit. I'll try and compensate with short videos, and I will definitely 100% come back. I really like doing this and I want to continue to do them, but at the same time, I never wanted YouTube to be my full-time thing, so my main priorities are always going to be a priority before YouTube. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. I've talked for way too long, but I hope you enjoyed if you were interested, and yeah, I will see you guys when I see you later.